lava bird at their opposition.
I hope for your sake, Nathaniel, that you never have call to make a public appearance in Cardiff.
You should never make a public appearance anyway. I'm surprised you're still alive.
The love interest in this movie was absolutely offensive.
It was pretty sickly, wasn't it?
Oh.
It didn't add to the film at all.
Oh. It added, well, it did add something to the film. About 45 minutes on total time.
Take on
it. Just as a bit of momentum was building, suddenly Spartacus would glance across at the woman. Not even a particularly attractive woman, I have to say.
Well, I disagree with you, but finish your point.
And the whole thing would come grinding to a halt. The awful, awful incidental music playing. The kind of stuff that whenever Captain Kirk met an alien a beautiful female alien in Star Trek, that same music would play. It was awful.
Yeah, it was pretty sickly. It was kind of almost embarrassing to watch as well, I thought. You got this hardened warrior, a dignified revolutionary, and yet a glance of his beloved and he turns into like a teenage lovesick puppy. It was... Ugh.
Now, Kirk Douglas, Nathaniel, aesthetically, what did you think of him?
Not the most attractive man. His dimpled chin I would like to remove with a hatchet.
Yes. Yeah. Well, maybe a slight overreaction there, but...
Well, perhaps, but I just wanted to highlight the point.
I found him far more attractive than Daniel Craig, I must say.
I'm liking the cut of your jib here, Shittlebob. You're making loving... No, not loving, that's a bit strong, but you're making positive references to Clint, which I think we're all clear on now, and now you're doing the same to Kirk Douglas. Mm.
Kirk Douglas?
There's something going on there we should know about, Richard.
Well, I found him so manly that I had to admonish myself frequently throughout the runtime of the movie.
This is quite an interesting and new development. And very pleasant hearing it is too. Perhaps we should go out on a date, Richard.
I would rather dip my balls into a nest of red ants, Nathaniel, than contemplate any kind of romantic intermingling with your sort.
Well, I'd rather dip my balls into a sea of hungry sharks than go out on a date with you or just testing the water.
Why did you ask?
Just as if you'd say yes.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Stop, don't try and backtrack now.
It's all a grand test.
Don't backtrack now. You find me to be really quite an alluring figure. I'm a father figure to you.
A father figure?
Yes.
Well,
a father figure that you want to penetrate.
I'm not that way inclined. I've never found my father particularly attractive in that way.
I'm not. Well, I've met your dad. I'm not surprised.
Stop. Just stop, will you? Okay.
Who directed this film, Nathaniel?
Stanley Kubrick.
Oh, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's on the back.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Have you seen any other Kubrick films?
Who plays Ellen Road?
Oh, you've got me.
Or we're having a quiz.
You've got me.
Each United, but...
It's a pincer movement.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, who plays Ellen Road? Yeah, of course. I thought that was a character name you were...
Oh, no, still not.
Ellen Road, of course, Leeds. Dirty Leeds, of course. Yeah.
Any more to say about Spartacus?
No, I think we've pretty much covered it.
Marks out of 10.
Marks out of 10. You know, because it's Kubrick, I really, really wanted to love this. But I didn't. and of course the hideous gay scene has removed at least a couple of marks for me. 5 out of 10.
Should have loved it but didn't. Same mark, 5 out of 10. Okay folks, now it's time to discuss some topical news. It's been a fairly quiet week news-wise, Richard, I think you'll agree. But a story that has grabbed the attention is the recent decision made by our government to make some cuts to the military services. Just in case you're not up to speed with this story, for economical reasons, redundancies are abound both in the RAF and the Army. Large numbers too. 930 redundancies in the RAF and 920 from the Army, and that figure set to rise to 22,000 by 2015. What do you think of these developments, Richard?
Oh, it's dreadful, Nathaniel. It's truly dreadful.
Why is it dreadful?
Well, in fact, strangely enough, your numbers are actually worse than the numbers that I've got.
Really?
Yeah. The figures that I've gleaned from the media: 3 services to shed a total of 17,000 jobs, with the RAF and the Gurkhas of the Army to be worst affected. So the Navy won't escape unscathed either, and it's absolutely dreadful. We need our military to grow stronger, not be weakened.
Kind of guessed that viewpoint was coming.
But the correct viewpoint.
The incorrect viewpoint.
Mm.
So is that all you're going to say about it?
Well, how are we going to regain our rightful place at the head of the international table if we lose so many service personnel?
That's so wrong a statement, I'm not really sure where to start.
What aspect of that is wrong?
You feel it's our absolute God-given right to
Mm-hmm.
be at the head of the international table.
God-given right. You're absolutely correct.
I'm struggling to find the words, Richard, to counter that.
We are the rightful rulers of this planet.
We aren't the rightful rulers of this planet.
We clearly are.
Yeah.
We led this planet for many years, and only because of concessions to liberal fools such as yourself have we allowed ourselves to be in this preposterous position.
That's called progress or evolution, Richard.
That's devolution. That's anti-progress.
So if you had your way, we'd all, how many, was it 6 billion people in the world, would all be waving red and white flags, extolling the Queen, drinking tea.
If I had my way,
people for eating curry.
If I had my way, there would be no more than 1 billion people on this planet, and every single one of them would salute the Queen.
Would they all be white?
Preferably.
Would you support racial genocide?
Only if it was done humanely.
What, like cattle prods or?
Lethal injection.
If you're still listening, viewers, obviously I don't agree with Mr. Shittlebob's sentiment on this news story. For me, this is just a happy consequence of the current economic slump. I will support any reason that sees our armed force depleted. Any reason. I would have thought, as a hardline Christian as yourself, Richard, you would have to see the wisdom in this move. I would have thought that you'd have wanted a peaceful planet.
A peaceful planet can only be achieved when the rightful conquerors claim their throne.
So I'm just taking a breath I'm finding myself getting a bit worked up by your sentiments here, Richard.
You are one of these wishy-washy liberal types that bleat on about pacifism and anti-aggression, anti-violence.
That's correct.
But you have no concept of the real world.
I don't have any concept of your world, Shittlebob.
No, of the real world.
No.
We weaken our defences, we weaken our shoreline, we invite invasion. At that point, people like limp-wristed, mincing little pricks like you will be annihilated. And you'll be begging for the hawks, for the brave, for the warriors to protect you.
If I was...
I'm sorry for using the word prick. I don't like to say offensive things, so I do apologise for using that word.
That's okay, I like a nice prick. If I was existing in your form of the world, not the real world, this racist, genocidal, maniac kind of world that you want to create for us all, I would rather be dead. I suppose your way to achieve world peace is not only English dominance throughout the whole planet, it's to pray for world peace to Jesus, isn't it? Or wistful, fanciful, meaningless action.
I pray to Jesus, that's certainly true, but I certainly don't pray for the kind of peace that you're discussing.
Oh, the different kinds of peace now, are there?
The peace that is gained through utter domination.
So, I kind of hope that sometime, Richard, at some point in the future, you'll wake up from these just awful viewpoints that you carry around with you. They don't serve you, you know.
Did Christ not say, "Let the lamb be slaughtered and the meek be crushed underfoot"?
I've not read the Bible, but I doubt it that those words left his mouth.
You've not read the Bible.
I haven't. It doesn't sound like you have either. We're all banging on about kind of Jesus Christ and worshipping him and praising him. I don't think you know anything that goes on in the Bible, do you, really?
I am obviously concerned about the number of jobs that are going to be shared. However, I would say that the Gurkhas can go, because frankly, we don't want their sort cluttering up the place.
Well, I have to confess that, again, my learnedness, if that's a word, is lacking on this score. I'm not sure what the Gurkhas stood for or what they did. You'll have to enlighten me on this one, Richard.
They're slant-eyed dwarves.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
We don't need them.
And concisely. Well, if they're only slant-eyed dwarves, then yeah, get rid of them. Bugger off.
I say, reduce the number of ethnic minorities in the forces first.